नाज़रीन वेलकम बैक। बहुत शुक्रिया ब्रेक के बाद भी आप हमारे साथ रहे। नाज़रीन आज ब्रेक पे जाने से पहले जो हम बात कर रहे थे वो थी लेगेसी के हवाले से। हमारी मीरास, हम क्या लेगेसी अपने बच्चों के लिए, अपनी कम्युनिटी के लिए, अपने जो है वो फैमिली मेम्बर्स के लिए छोड़ के जाना चाहते हैं इस दुनिया में, कि हमारे बाद भी हमारे बच्चे, हमारी जनरेशन जो है वो हमारा सर फ़ख्र से बुलंद किए रखें, अपने मज़हब को अपहोल्ड कर सकें, अपनी कम्युनिटी, अपने कल्चर की वैल्यूज़ को अपहोल्ड कर सकें। और इसी हवाले से हमने बात ये भी की नाजरीन कि जो हमारा मुस्तकबिल है वो हमारी यूथ है, तो हमारा फ्यूचर इज़ आवर यूथ, बट दे विल इंगेज ऑन देयर ओन टर्म्स। हम जो है वो फोर्सफुली चाहते हैं कि वो उस अंदाज से इंगेज हों जिस अंदाज से हम उनको इंगेज होता देखना चाहते हैं। लेकिन मामला इसके बरक्स होता है कि जो हमारे बच्चे हैं, जो हमारी यूथ है, जिस पर हमने तफसील से ब्रेक पे जाने से पहले बात भी की, उनकी अपनी टर्म्स हैं, उनकी अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं। वो अंकल कल्चर के अंदर शायद बड़ी आसानी के साथ फिट ना हो, तो वी नीड टू प्रोवाइड दैम द प्लेटफॉर्म। और यही वजह है नाजरीन, आज हम आपको एक प्लेटफॉर्म से मुतारुफ कराने जा रहे हैं। जी हाँ नाजरीन, नाम उसका है गुड नेबर प्रोजेक्ट। इसके हवाले से जानेंगे ये क्या है, कैसे फॉर्म हुआ, और इतनी बड़ी तादाद के अंदर यूथ वॉल्टियर्स को इसने कैसे अट्रैक्ट कर लिया। लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस माई गेस्ट दिस मॉर्निंग। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड वेलकम मधुबा, हु इज़ द को फाउंडर and project lead of Good Neighbor Project. Welcome to the show, Madhuba. And we also have Bakar Khan, who is one of the board of the director of Good Neighbor Project. I welcome you both to the show.
Welcome.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम। बहुत शुक्रिया आप लोगों ने अपना वक्त दिया। मैंने जैसे इंट्रो में कहा कि वी ट्राई टू इंगेज आवर यूथ, बट इट्स नॉट ईजी for all the parents to have their youth engage into community services and other projects, because they have their own ideology and they want to be, you know, safe and secure and on their own terms and so much more. So what can you tell us about, first of all, this Good Neighbor Project, how it all started? And I would call this a movement because I am following this since the beginning of Good Neighbor Project. So why not you tell us a bit more about it, Madhuba?
Yeah, so Good Neighbor Project, so at the beginning of the pandemic, we had a couple of community members that came together. We decided that we really wanted to make sure that the seniors in the community specifically would be able to get access to groceries. When the pandemic started, it was really easy to see that grocery stores were running out of food, and a lot of people, people with disabilities, seniors, those that can't reach shelves or can't walk fast enough, were being left behind. And so we had an incredible group of individuals that came together and said, maybe there's something we can do about it. And so from there, the Good Neighbor Project started. We created a hotline that people could call into. So if they didn't have any family, relatives, or friends that they could call to help them get access to groceries, and they were very high risk of catching COVID, then that's when us and our volunteers can step in. So since March 14, 2020, we have been doing grocery deliveries ever since. And yeah, that's kind of how we started.
Is that still ongoing? As we see, most people have come out from the COVID era.
Alhamdulillah, we're still ongoing. So even though most people have come out of COVID, there's so many people in our community that are vulnerable, and COVID allowed us to find them and allowed us to see who they are. And now our focus is that we're going to continue supporting these individuals that still need our support. So we're very much still going, yes.
Very good. तो वकार खान साहब, why don't you give us a bit more context for our audience? मधुबा ने बताया कि since March 14, 2020, you guys have been busy delivering groceries to many different households. Give us some context. ये क्या नंबर है, कितनी कॉल्स और कितनी डिलीवरीज आप लोग कर चुके हैं?
देखिए मधुबा जो है वो मतलब नंबर्स वगैरह के बारे में आपको बता सकेंगे. शी कैन probably give you the more details, but I can tell you this. कभी कभार क्या होता है कि अल्लाह सुब्हानहू तआला हमें ऐसी सिचुएशन में डालता है कि लोग डिफरेंट एरियाज में होते हैं लेकिन हमें पता नहीं होता उनके बारे में. And with this, I can tell you that, जैसे मधु ने बताया, we have found people that were in need that were too afraid to ask. They were too they were pretty much in silos. And with our number out there in public, they were able to anonymously reach out to us, tell us they needed help, and we were able to help them out. And I feel like, in a way, yes, COVID was very difficult. It was a test for a lot of people, but in a way, I feel like it was a blessing because we were able to help people that weren't getting any help. And alhamdulillah, we live in a society where we have a lot, and the Canadian government honestly provides a lot for them. and people that are in need. But the reality is it is very difficult for people in need to ask. So once we were able to start this service, they're able to reach out to us, tell us they're in need, what their issues were. So it's not just food and groceries, it's medication as well. There's people that are too sick to go pick up medication. So we were simply the means for them to get their medication. We were simply a means for them to get some food on their table. And we're simply a means for them to converse with them. So sometimes what ends up happening is people just call us and they just want to talk to us. इनके पास कोई companionship नहीं होती है. So we became that companion for them to basically alleviate their loneliness, right? So it's more than just a food service. It's more than just like a, just a community project. It's there providing like hope for people, alhamdulillah.
Bilkul, this is how, small things start, and then you just don't understand how it evolves and so many side benefits. And sometimes those side benefits becomes the prime benefits of the whole initiative. Madhuba, this whole exercise of Good Neighbor Project also brought some wonderful recognition for members of your group, and most importantly, recognition for the community, for our faith. So first of all, let me congratulate you on receiving this Sovereign Medal for Volunteer from the Governor General of Ontario. So many congratulations. ये बड़े एजाज़ की बात है कि आपको आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बिहाफ पे आपको ये अवार्ड मिला, और साथ ही साथ हमने और भी रिकग्निशन देखी. CBC और बहुत सारे TV चैनल्स और newspapers, they all covered this whole wonderful initiative. What do you have to say about this? And also please give us a little bit context of the scale and the volume.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, every time we have been recognized, it only means that our community is so strong. It's never ever been just one volunteer or two volunteers or a small team that has made Good Neighbor Project what it is. It is 6,000 volunteers.
6,000.
6,000. It is almost 38,000 volunteer hours since we started. जब से हमने शुरू किया, 4,400 households की मदद हमने की. We have done over 16,000 deliveries, and we have answered over 20,000 phone calls. So this is almost a phenomena. It's incredible कि जब pandemic शुरू हुआ था कि इतने सारे लोग ने देखा कि मदद करने की ज़रूरत है. And from there, we all came together as a community. And every time we get the media or an award or a recognition, alhamdulillah, what it means is that we're doing something that's very good. And it also helps us grow our team. Every time we get a media hit, more people learn about us. So more people call us for help, and more people sign up to volunteer. So yeah, it's a testament to how big of a community we are.
MashaAllah, this is wonderful. जब आप बता रही हैं कि 6,000 volunteers हैं और इतने thousands of households में आप लोगों का access है, तो I think elections coming up, so Liberal Party, NDP and Ontario PC Party should reach out to you and take some of your services. You can sell those services to raise maybe more funds. Brother Waqar, I was going on your website and I looked at, now a Good Neighbor Project is officially not for profit. तो ऐसा feel हो रहा है कि this project is not coming to an end. It's evolving into something even bigger. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, look, the reality is we had no intentions of having Good Neighbor Project as a long-term project. We thought we were just there in the time that people needed help, and we're just going to do that, provide those services, and then be gone. But we realized that we need to stick around based on what the need is. So alhamdulillah, we started off with registering the nonprofit. We're currently in the process of getting a charity status. So all that has been started. And the reality is this is without getting any donations or any support from the community. It's all been done voluntarily. It's all been done internally. So we do want to raise funds to be able to do more work in the community, but alhamdulillah, we haven't had the need to. The community is strong enough that the volunteers were very much kind of there and say, hey, listen, I'm willing to pay for this person's groceries, or I'm willing to pay for this person, so on and so forth. And the volunteers are paying for their own gas and so on and so forth as well. So alhamdulillah, it shows that we're growing, we're strong, and the need is being catered towards. The other thing I wanted to highlight is we are 6,000 volunteers, but vast majority of them are non-Muslims, right? So this has given us the opportunity to really connect with everyone and everyone out there. So when we say our community, I don't necessarily mean, the Pakistani, Indian, or Muslim community. It's literally our Canadian community, right? It's the people that living in our neighborhoods. And subhanAllah, it has shown us so much love and support from everyone that we had no reason not to continue, alhamdulillah.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good. And we can continue talking, but I would like to play this video clip here to show how Tariq Sayyid and his daughter, they started this initiative, and then eventually now we're talking about 6,000 volunteers. I mean, this is really, really a lot. So viewers, let's watch this video clip, and so then you can have some visual connection to this initiative of Good Neighbor Project.
What the cookies that they asked for.
9-year-old Hannah Fatima and her dad check over their next delivery. They've been getting the essentials to seniors ever since the COVID pandemic lockdown started last spring, when the Mississauga child spotted an elderly woman struggling at the grocery store, and she and her dad helped the senior to her car.
When I saw the elderly person, I thought that was my opportunity to go and help somebody, because whenever you get a chance to be helpful and kind, you just go and do it without thinking about it much, and everybody should do that too.
The simple gesture sparked a passion inside her, at first delivering groceries to a couple of seniors on her street. That quickly snowballed into a fleet of kindness, now called the Good Neighbor Project.
It just started spreading, and when we made it first public on Facebook, and within 24 hours we got like 600 people who said that they are available to help for this project.
Wow, spreading faster than COVID.
Yeah, spreading much faster than, at least in the beginning. Yeah, for sure, yeah. I don't have the grocery number with me.
The team of volunteers is now helping thousands of people across the GTA and in Ottawa and London too.
There's over 6,000 volunteers, and we have done over 9,000 deliveries now. Some people delivered for over 200 times.
Okay, this is huge. How do you feel about that?
It's really great to see people wanting to help people in their community.
Their mission is to get groceries to seniors and other vulnerable people so they don't have to risk catching the virus.
Because 73 years old with 2 stents, it's not a joke. So we always stay home.
Ahmed Al-Rufai is blown away by his tiny neighbor.
She really behaves more than her age. She is a blessing in our neighborhood.
Her dad thinks so too.
It shows that, like, you just need to have that a thought in your heart to help out and give back to the community.
But what does this 9-year-old fueled by kindness plan to do when she grows up?
That's a good question.
For the girl that has all the answers. Hannah's not committing to any specific future, but she just hopes she can keep inspiring others.
When I go, that somebody has to know it and carry it down to the next generations. So I want to be somebody who teaches others about the good.
जी मधुबा, ये वीडियो क्लिप हमने दिखाई हमारे नाज़रीन को, जिससे इनको थोड़ा अंदाज़ा हुआ होगा कि कैसे बाज़ औक़ात हम सोचते हैं कि कोई और कर लेगा. Why do I need to do it? Somebody else will take care of it. But look, I mean, somebody took the initiative, and here we are talking about Good Neighbor Project 2 years fast forward. I'd like to focus a little bit towards the end is the youth engagement. What are you finding? Is that easy, sellable platform for you to engage more youth?
Absolutely. Alhamdulillah, so many of our volunteers are young adults, so they're all under the age of 30, not just inside our team, but our delivery volunteers as well. And so it's been really incredible to see how that's going. And then we have a lot of families that are involved too. I think when it comes to youth engagement, it's just important to offer them different opportunities. So we have some youth that don't like to that don't enjoy a couple of maybe certain activities, but because we have so many different activities they can participate in, a lot of creative activities, a lot of in-person activities, customer relations, community relation activities, that we created opportunities for everyone to follow their interests. And I think, for all the adults out there, youth engagement comes from seeing it in your homes, in your community, and the youth follow. So you just have to listen to what their interests are, inshallah, and then you show them outside of your house where those interests are as well, and then they'll make that connection. I think, that's really how a lot of youth, myself included, got started in volunteering.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Madhuba and Waqar Khan, for giving us your time and talking about this Good Neighbor project. I'm also, quite keen and connected with this project. I remember the early days of this project, and it's also near and dear to my heart. I could not become the 6001 volunteer of the Good Neighbor project yet, but count me on as you expand your army of volunteers. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
ٹیک کیئر انشاءاللہ. جزاک اللہ خیر.
Inshallah, jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
وعلیکم السلام. ناظرین دیکھا آپ نے مدوبہ نے جو آخر میں بات کہی وہ یہ کہی کہ جو یوتھ انگیجمنٹ ہے اس کا تعلق ہے کہ آپ کے جو گھر میں یوتھ ہے, آپ کی بیٹی, آپ کا بیٹا, ان کا انٹرسٹ کیا ہے, کہ کیا وہ کمیونٹی سروس میں, خلق خدا کی خدمت میں, یا کسی کو کچھ اور ٹیچ کرنے میں, یا کس حوالے سے ان کا انٹرسٹ ہے. آپ نے ان پلیٹ فارمز کو ان کے سامنے پیش کرنا ہے اور آپ کے بچے ان کو پک اینڈ چوز کریں اور وہ اس سطح پہ آگے چلنا شروع ہو جائیں گے. گڈ نیبر پروجیکٹ ایک زبردست ایگزامپل آپ کے سامنے ہے. آج بھی یہ والنٹیئرز کی تلاش میں ہیں. آپ گڈ نیبر پروجیکٹ کی ویب سائٹ پہ جائیے, اپنے بچوں کو ان کے بارے میں بتائیں اینڈ لیٹ them decide if they want to be part of this wonderful success story. ناظرین آپ کے دیکھنے کا بہت شکریہ.